Greetings, Twitter. How are you today? I wanted to take this opportunity to talk to you guys. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to do a couple of live tweets tonight, and I wanted to comment on some topics of the day. I guess you can say. The first topic tonight that I wanted to address, and I'm going to basically talk about this. This is the way it's going to work. I'm going to talk about the topic, and then when I'm done, I'm going to drop off the stream and then come back on so that my topics are not in the same video, and I can make these videos a little bit more precise, and I'm going to try to keep them brief as well. This first one is with respect to what's been going on in Florida. As you know, Governor Ron DeSantis has signed another bill into law, where he has basically commandeered, I guess you can say, the self-governing status of one of America's iconic theme parks, iconic children's venues, DisneyWorld. Basically, this all started... It all started a while back when DeSantis signed a bill into law, against LGBTQ transgender. I don't know, in schools or something like that. What it was termed as the "Don't Say Gay" bill, to make it easier to understand. Disney World decided that they said that they were not they were against the bill from I think the beginning, and that they believed that it was the wrong way to go. And DeSantis, unfortunately, took it the wrong way. He took it bad. I don't want to say badly, but he took it hard, and he retaliated basically against Disney World. Now, I responded to one of the tweets that he put where he talked about that he signed the law and he finally settled the issue, or finally did away with Disney World's self-governing status. And basically, I responded on there directly in a video tweet, and I said to the fact that... what was it that I said? I said that he made himself look like a bully, that retaliation is not... it's ethically incorrect for a politician to do what he did to Disney World. He's given politicians a bad name, elected officials a bad name. Basically, he's the first governor that has actually, I think, done this to a company of this size, of this scale. And it kind of is going to leave a sour taste in the mouths of many, for the fact of the matter that this type of censure, or this type of retaliation, you don't see it in everyday America. You see it more in countries that have a communist government, as it were, where you've got, the communist leader, like in the example, what's his name, Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. He's censored, or he's controlled the mainstream media in Venezuela. And he's retaliated against them from time to time. He's retaliated against members of his own party. And you're going to see where this is going to go to from here in just a minute. But the leaders like him, leaders like governments like communist government in Cuba, for example, they take it to that level. We have yet in the United States to have an elected official go that far. We're starting to see those fruits now. This generation, this time, and this, in today's generation, with our government. I mean, where are we gonna end up in the end? Florida, unfortunately, the situation is getting bad. I just learned today, Florida senator, he sponsored a bill saying we're going to obliterate the Democratic Party. We're going to cancel them. I mean, this situation is getting out of hand, as it were, and I think that something needs to be done about it. One of the terms, or the term that DeSantis used, and a lot of the conservatives are using nowadays, is the woke party, or those that are woke. Okay, if we look at the definition of woke, it means to be aware of and actively, and this is Merriam-Webster, by the way, is to be aware of and actively attentive to important societal facts and issues, especially issues of racial and social justice. Well, looking at this definition is so generalized that, I mean, you can't really pin it on one party. Even the Republican Party, we could say they're woke. Basically, the reaction to COVID-19, how the reaction to abortion, the laws that how they've restricted, the reaction to the gender treatments, transgender treatments, and hormone suppressants, laws that are being passed. There was a law passed today in the state of Mississippi banning transgender treatments. The reaction that the conservatives are having by banning critical race theory. They've actually taken action to do it, and many states have banned critical race theory. The Republican Party has taken action to stop these things. I believe they're more woke than the Democrat Party ever was. The Democratic Party has been trying to maintain the status quo. They have not been awakened to do anything major in comparison to the conservative government and the conservative party, and honestly, it becomes worrisome, I mean, in all honesty, it's something that, you can't really, entertain. But, I think, honestly, it leaves me speechless, to be honest with you. I believe that the Conservative Party is now more than ever becoming more and more aggressive in their tactics. And the more aggressive that they get, the more woke we can consider them to be. If you were to ask, I guess you were to think about it, who's more woke, the Republican Party or the Democrats? I would tend to think the Republicans. It's just plain simple by the evidence of their actions. Okay? The evidence of their actions. It is what it is. As I said, I replied in a tweet to DeSantis' news article, and I told him, I said, dude, you're making yourself look like a communistic authoritarian dictator. Do you want to go that route? Where you take? Is this what the government has become in our United States? It's evident by DeSantis' actions, and as I said, I do not agree with a lot of the things that Walt Disney says or does or their views. But the one thing that really gets me is that a government official such as Governor Ron DeSantis would stoop to the level of retaliating against an institution so sacred as Disney World. Because that, in essence, is what he's doing, plain and simple. It's plain as day. There's no argument, really, because of that. He has retaliated, and he has taken this retaliation to a whole new level. As I said moments ago, he's taken it to the point where he's actually no better than the dictators in communist countries. He's no better than Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. He was no better than Fidel Castro in Cuba, or whoever the president of Cuba is now. He's no better than the communist governments in China to dictate, what the people should and should not do. This is where this elected official is taking the state of Florida, people. If we compare some of the actions that these communist countries have done with penalizing news media, penalizing companies, and so forth, it's the same principle, people. It's the same scenario. And this is what Governor Ron DeSantis in the state of Florida is doing, plain and simple. It should give us something to think about. Do we want this person? And the worst thing about it is he's planning, from everything that says in the news, he's planning to make a run for the presidency. Do we want this type of individual running our country on a national scale? It's something that I think as Americans right now we need to think about. Really. I sincerely hope that our federal government, especially the Justice Department or our agencies higher up, are noticing what's going on right now in Florida and maybe do something investigative about it. Can they? I don't know. Only time will tell. Well, that's all I have for this particular topic. I'll be right back with my next topic in just a few minutes. I'm going to get it ready and get on, and we'll touch on something else that has occurred